With the constantly changing environment, it may be tough to stay on top of your social media management. That's okay. I'm Tomer Nesher, I'm the co-founder of the Digital Reach platform, and today I'm going to give you 5 tips on how to stay on top of your social media management. Tip number 1 is to create a content calendar. This content calendar will have, obviously, all of your content. You want to organize it. I like to organize it on a monthly basis. So, let's just say for the month of June, I'll have all my content basically structured in there. So that would be all the posts I'll have on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and so for all my social channels. That's the purpose of having the content calendar, to organize your content so not only you and your team know what's going on, but that you're prepared to be consistent with your content. So you could be promoting a webinar, you could be, pushing, some sort of Facebook campaign, whatever it is. That's the purpose of having a social media calendar or a content calendar in this scenario. Tip number 2 is to focus on quality content versus the quantity of the content. And this is all tied in together. So the quality content you want to really double down on. So for example, what's been really working on Instagram lately has been carousel posts, and LinkedIn has been carousel posts. They have higher engagement. That is quality content. Quantity content will actually just focus on the quantity. Now, you could have both, but focusing just on the quantity will not actually help you with your social media management strategy or social media marketing strategy. And the reason for that is that the social media platforms like the Facebooks, the Twitters, the LinkedIns of the world, and Instagrams of the world want to give a good user experience to the users on their site, and they want to keep people on their site. So when you have a high engaging post, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, whoever it is, are more likely to show that post to your followers than, so maybe another post somebody else had. So the purpose is to keep creating engaging content for your social channels. Now, if you have a post that isn't doing as well and you're just focusing on the quantity of the content, then you'll see that your reach will constantly be decreasing. And you don't want that. You want to keep your reach or impressions either steady, or not steady, but you want to increase your impressions and reach. So definitely focus on the quality over quantity. Tip number 3 is to use a social media management tool such as Hootsuite or Buffer. There are other tools out there, like I know HubSpot has its own tools, but I'm just going to focus on those tools right now. So this all ties in together, and specifically this is going to tie it together with the content calendar. Now you have all these posts, you have everything is scheduled out in your content calendar. Now it's time to actually implement it. And this is the best part, because now you add everything into those social media platforms. So I know Buffer, Hootsuite have the free plans that you get up to about 3 accounts, about 30 scheduled posts at a time, which is more than enough. 3 social media accounts connected, which is, like I said, which is more than enough. Now, the purpose of this, like I said, is to put everything in autopilot. So when you have everything scheduled out, you copy paste what you want from your maybe Google Sheet, from your content calendar, you upload the images or the video, whatever you might be adding, and you schedule it. It's pretty easy and simple to schedule out, and it puts your whole social media management or social media marketing on autopilot. Now, what's the point if you're a one-man show or small business? Why is this important? So as soon as you finish all that stuff, you're going to free up all your time with this social media calendar, and then with the social media management tool like a Buffer or Hootsuite. This is going to free up so much more of your time, because now you might spend an hour, few hours, whatever it is, focusing on this one thing. It's scheduled, you're good to go. All you have to do is just manage it in the sense of just making sure everything is posted correctly. And that's it. You freed up your time and you're being consistent, and that's what matters. So focus on getting a social media management tool such as Buffer or Hootsuite. Now, tip number 4 is to focus on your analytics. So whatever social media platforms you're using, I'm going to state them again, but like the Facebook, the LinkedIn, the Instagram, the Twitter, look at your analytics and see what's working and what's not working. What's working, double down on that. What's not working, don't continue doing it, right? We go back to what I said in tip number 2. Focus on focus on the quality versus the quantity. And we mentioned that if you're not doing too hot, or you're not getting good engagement on those social media posts, then those platforms are not going to show it. So that's why you got to really double down and look at what's working. Now, the thing to also take note is that something that could be working might not continue to work. So you got to constantly change and adapt to the constant social media climate, and just be aware of what's going to be working and what's not working, double down on that. But don't be shocked if when you double down, it still may not be working. Now, tip number 5 is to be more personable, less like a brand. People don't want to, they don't want to be talking to a brand. They want to be talking to a person. And that's just something just to always keep in mind while you're writing your post. So you don't want to write your posts as like robotic. You want to write your posts that you're going to post on social media that, you might enjoy to read. Like, it sounds very personable. It sounds like, oh, this is a person, not just a business or a brand or a robot, whatever. Focus on being more personal. I guarantee when you focus on being more personal versus being a brand, you'll definitely have more engagement, and which will later on, everything will translate later on. But definitely focus on being more personable and less like a brand. And there you go. Those are your 5 tips that should definitely help you with your social media management. I know this is a tough time for everyone. If you like this video, please like it and subscribe to our channel. Thank you.